So we'll do a quick introduction. Hi, I'm Audra. I've used oils since 2006, started with doTERRA in 2012. And we have Dawn and we have Lulu.
Hi.
Now I'll share with you quickly how I've used oils today. I took my 6-year-old shopping, running errands, and Dawn's already laughing. She's a little bit intense. Um, she has sensory processing disorder and ADHD, and she was more manic than I have seen her in a very long time today. So I had my balance. I used it all the time on my wrists, on my back, on my spine, on the back of my neck. I made it through. And we had fun. So, yes, I have sensory processing issues and I'm an avoider. So the two of us together it can be challenging. So let's go back to the screen. Tonight, we're not going to keep you on here too long. We'll talk about the 3 cool things about oils, 3 ways to use them, how to use the study oils, the outline of our study, and what to expect. Now, this is not a medical study. If it were, we'd have to give some of you placebos. We're not going to do that to you. This is a chance for you to see, will these oils help you, how they might benefit your physical, mental, and emotional health. And we get so excited to share testimonials and to gather testimonials from these. Now, just a note, we do talk a lot about oils for minor medical concerns. Oils are not a replacement for needed medical care. My oldest son is a type 1 diabetic. We absolutely need regular medical care, but we also use the oils to avoid costly medical care when it's not really needed, for the minor stuff we can take care of at home. So the first cool thing about essential oils, about doTERRA essential oils, is that they are 100% natural and safe. There's nothing added to the oil or taken away. They're just pure essential oils with little chance of side effects and no addictions. They're safe for babies, children, adults, and the elderly. They're even safe for your pets. Oils are extracts from plants that have amazing health benefits. They are really potent. So we're going to talk about peppermint. And I have been on a total peppermint kick for the past couple weeks. Here's my peppermint. Let me show you. I've got my peppermint. And you can see there is a supplement label. We'll talk about that later. I'm going to take my peppermint and put just a drop on my hand. Just a tiny bit. It does not take much. Oh, I'm so excited. I absolutely need this oil tonight. I'm going to warm it up in my hands. Oh, I close my eyes as I inhale it because the vapors are very potent. Oh, that's opening up everything. I've got tissues here in case my head starts straining. I just had some dinner, which I've got nasty breath, so I'm going to just lick my hand to freshen my breath. And I've been carrying and unloading groceries, so I'll rub that on my shoulders, a little bit this there to help loosen those, and rub the rest on my stomach to help with digesting my dinner. Now, I typically keep a spray bottle with water and about 5 to 10 drops of peppermint in it on hand because I am in the lovely throes of perimenopause, and spritzing with peppermint is fantastic to cool down when those hot flashes come. And we use the peppermint in the summer when we're out and about and out all day, like on the lake, and get too hot, spray ourselves down, cools us right off. Now, if you ever happen to get an oil like peppermint in an unwanted place like your eye, just use a carrier oil like fractionated coconut oil, and it takes away the sting fast. All of my kids have done it, and it is really amazing how quickly that sting goes away. You can actually use a lot of different carrier oils like canola or olive oil. The reason we like to use fractionated coconut oil is that it's really good for your skin and it doesn't leave an oily residue. So let's talk a moment about oil grades. There is no body that oversees or regulates essential oil grades or what is labeled pure or natural or therapeutic grade. Because of this confusing terrain, doTERRA created a standard for itself, CPTG. It stands for Certified Pure Tested Grade, and it means these oils are completely pure and potent. doTERRA uses third-party testing and in-house testing, and it goes far beyond the GCMS testing that many companies use. So by the time an oil reaches your hands, it has been tested at least 58 different times by multiple third-party labs. Pure means that there are no foreign contaminants, synthetics, or fillers. Potent means that each plant was grown in a part of the world where that plant grows best, resulting in the absolute best chemistry for that plant. So I'm in Michigan. Lavender grown here will have a different chemical makeup to the lavender grown in Bulgaria. The Bulgarian lavender has the best chemical profile for therapeutic effects. So that's where doTERRA sources its lavender. When you have the ideal natural chemistry, the essential oil extracted does exactly what we want it to do for our health. doTERRA oils are trusted by doctors and scientists because the purity and potency create the efficacy of getting the same results time after time. So back in, I think it was November, St. Elizabeth's Cancer Institute in the greater Cincinnati area just opened the doTERRA Integrative Oncology Center, where they use only doTERRA essential oils with their cancer patients in their holistic care plans. So that is the first really cool thing about essential oils. They're 100% natural and safe.
And the second cool thing about essential oil is that they are effective. So first, if you're a medical professional, I don't know if you are, but if you are, then what I'm going to share next is going to sound really elementary. But most of us, we don't have any medical training. So I'm going to really simplify things, and so it makes more sense to all of us. So we're going to talk a little bit biology 101. And so you see on the picture on the screen, the blue cell. Also, and you can just keep it up there, Audra. I'm holding my hand out, my fist. So say this is your cell, and this is your cell in your body. We have many, many cells in our body. And then we know that cells have, on the outside, it has an oily membrane. So on the outside, the cell membrane protects the cell. It keeps all the good things in and all the bad things out. So now two other things that are harmful to our cells are, as you can see on the screen, that is bacteria and viruses. Bacteria usually exists on the outside of the cell, and viruses duplicate the DNA on the inside of the cell. That little spiky thing in the cell there, that's the virus. And all you have to do, remember, is the bacteria is formed or keeping on the outside of the cell, and virus is on the inside of the cell. So let's say you went to the doctor with a bacterial infection. What would the doctor recommend for you? Probably give you an antibiotic. And after taking the antibiotic for 7 to 10 days, in most cases, it would probably clear up the infection, but it often comes with wreaking havoc on your hormones, your gut, and your immune system. So now, if you have a virus like the cold or the flu, then what the doctor would say is go home, drink a lot of water, get a lot of rest, and let it run its course. And the reason why is because most of the modern recommendations are water-based synthetic agents, and frequently they come with side effects. And water and oil, as we know, if we would put water and oil in, I always think of that when I make my homemade dressing. I put in water, I put in oil and vinegar, and I mix it together. And I always love to wash the different layers of it. And that's the same thing here. Water and oil, it just doesn't mix. I like to cook from scratch, so that's why I brought that up. So if the recommendations from your doctor is water-based, it will have a really hard time penetrating the cell through that oily cell membrane, because the casing, like I said, is oily. So when the water that is in that synthetic that goes in is coming to it, it will have a hard time penetrating. And it wouldn't help to stop the cell from duplicating the virus, for example. Essential oils, on the other hand, are very different. They're oil based, which means they can permeate the cell membrane. They can work on a cellular level without side effects or addictions, actually, and they can help the body combat bacteria on the outside of the cell and help the body prevent the duplication of viruses on the inside. And that's because oil and oil easily blends together. So it immediately goes in and works on the oily cell membrane. I can't speak here today. And it goes right in and penetrates through. And that's why they are often more effective than the modern approach to health problems. And that is the second cool thing about essential oils. They are very effective. Now we have a third cool thing about the essential oils, that they are cheaper than traditional medical care. So let me explain. You see on the picture we have here, you see on the left side, you see all these different names of oils, and that size is the size of the bottle. And the retail and wholesale, those are the per drop cost per oil drop. And one drop is a typical dose, as you see, too, is 1 to 3 drops. And it's often even diluted, so which means it's really, you can stretch these oils a long time. So let me explain that. So you go to the doctor, you have maybe a copay for visiting the doctor. And if your doctor gives you a prescription for an antibiotic, for example, how much would that cost to fill the prescription? When someone in my family has a sore ear, we rub 2 drops of lavender and 2 drops of tea tree around our ear. So we go around our ear. I go down the side as well. And we put ourselves or them to bed. 12 hours later, the ear is usually cleared up. We've done this many times. It's amazing. We just have to catch it in time. As soon as I hear or hear my son complain, or I feel something for myself, any discomfort, I get these oils out and I put them right on. And so far, this has worked every time. So it costs about 32 cents. So now whether it costs you $20 for the copay and the prescription, or whether it costs $0 because you'll live in an area where you don't have where you have free medical care, where you don't have these copays, essential oils are still less expensive than the gas, especially now. The gas is changing a little bit again, and the gas in the car you pay to go to the doctor's office. So that's not including the half day of work that we probably have to take off to go for the doctor's visit, sit and wait for the doctor to take us. And we also haven't taken into the account the fact that antibiotics do, like I said before, harm your gut. And then you might have to buy extra probiotics afterwards to fix that damage, which is even more money. So we save hundreds of dollars a year in medical costs because of essential oils. You cannot afford not to use these natural solutions. For me and my family, it has changed our family so much in the cost of the money that we spend on doctors' costs and medical care or anything like that. It's gone down because we've been able to be proactive at this point about our care for all our family's health care. And it saves up money more for more involved healthcare. My husband has something he has to take care of pretty soon, and that is going to be a very costly thing. But we have saved up money because we have saved money from using the oils in the normal day-to-day care. And that's why essential oils are cheaper than traditional medical care. And that's the third cool thing about essential oils. They are cheaper.
So now we're going to talk about the 3 ways to use oils. The first way is aromatically. So if you take your fingers and pinch right above the bridge of your nose, right under your fingers is where your olfactory nerve is. This nerve sends messages to the limbic system of your brain, which in turn sends messages all over the body. Sometimes people think it's untrue to say that oils could affect the body just by smelling them, but let me illustrate. When you go to the hospital for surgery and you need to be put under, how do they deliver the anesthesia? They don't give you a pill, and usually they don't give you a shot. They ask you to breathe through a mask and count down from 10. And most of us are completely under before we ever get to 1. It is the fastest way to access the brain. This happens exactly the same way with essential oils. When we breathe in the natural compounds from essential oils, they hit our olfactory nerve, and the olfactory nerve sends signals to the limbic system, which in turn sends signals to the rest of our body. This can happen in as little as 30 seconds. There are a few ways to use essential oils aromatically. You can breathe them in from your hands like I did earlier with peppermint. You can use them in a diffuser. You might be able to see the diffuser in my little square. Or breathe them right from the bottle. So the second way to use oils is topically. You can actually apply oils directly to your skin. For children and people with sensitive skin, you'll want to dilute them with fractionated coconut oil first. It's just as effective, it just takes a little longer to absorb. But those carrier oils also help keep the essential oil from evaporating off the skin and saves you some money. You can even apply oils to the bottoms of your feet, including on babies, and it will not bother them. It's a great way to use oils on those who may not appreciate the aroma. They can cover their feet with socks and shoes and not smell the aroma but still reap the benefits, just like my 10-year-old son. This is a great option for classrooms that do not allow fragrance products at all, as well as medical offices or office buildings like that. So why would we choose to use oils topically? They help provide targeted care to a specific area. You saw me put peppermint on my shoulders. My shoulders were sore. Peppermint on sore spot. Topical use also provides yet another pathway into our cells for overall support, like immune system, focus, and hormonal support. And that's the second way to use essential oils.
The third way to use essential oils is carrier oils are not only safe to use internally, they're actually recommended. The doTERRA CPTG standard means these oils are a medicinal grade and they are completely safe to ingest, unlike most other brands which have synthetics or aren't really safe to breathe in or even put on your skin. Because we know that the oil is getting into your tongue, or drink them in water. The oils are not acidic, so they're not going to harm your teeth. If you don't like the taste, you can put that in a veggie cap. It's like concocting your own little natural remedy. Just make sure you stick to the oils that have the nutrition supplement label on the bottle. Those are the ones that are intended for ingestion. And I will show you, Audra showed you earlier, the peppermint. This is lemon. So here's lemon, and you'll see the little supplemental box on the back here. It does say it in little tiny writing that it's safe to ingest, but if you just look for that label, that is an easy way to tell which ones are meant to be taken internally and which aren't. This is Balance. This is another oil that we use in the study, and this is not designed for internal use. And I'm just going to flip that around so you can see that that box is not here on this bottle. So back to lemon for a minute. It is so yummy. I just downed a whole glass of water that had lemon in it. It's good for hundreds of things. The most popular is drinking in your water to help dissolve toxins so that your body can flush them out. It's also great for helping to dissolve kidney and gallstones. We use it to make our own toxin-free household cleaners because it's very cleansing and purifying. And you know it's safe to ingest by that supplemental label box. So why would we choose to ingest oils? It's a way to support entire systems like digestive or immune. It can also provide access to allergy response systems and a urinary tract, plus provide a great way to support the body in releasing toxins. So those are the three ways to use essential oils: aromatically, topically, and internally. Now let's talk about the study oils. We have 10 oils that we're going to be using in our study overall. Each person is going to get samples of 3 based on the study that you have chosen. So if you're in the digestion study, you will be getting Digest Zen blend. You'll be getting lemon, and you'll be getting peppermint. And we're going to have you use the lemon. We're going to have you drink that in your water, so you'll get to experience that. And we'll have you use the Digest Zen and the peppermint aromatically and topically. If you're in the pain study, you're going to get Copaiba, Deep Blue Rub, and peppermint. So you see peppermint shows up in 2 different studies. The Copaiba, we're going to have you use internally and topically, and we're going to have you use the Deep Blue and Peppermint topically, right on the area where you have discomfort. If you're in the sleep study, you're going to get lavender, and then you're going to get 2 blends of Balance and Serenity, and we will have you use those aromatically and topically. And if you're in the stress study, you'll get Adaptive, Balance, and Wild Orange, and we are going to have you use those all 3 ways with the Wild Orange in your water. So, and you'll see Balance shows up for 2 of those again. So you're going to get to learn about all 10 oils during the course of the study, not just the 3 that you will be using yourself. So to go over the outline, at this point, you should have completed a pre-study survey, then attending the orientation, which you're doing tonight. You get to receive your samples after you've done those things. Interact in the study group. We will be having posts in there every day during the 10 days. There'll be 3 posts each day. There are some posts in there already where we are already giving prizes away. The first drawing happens tomorrow, so make sure you look for those. Make sure you're using your samples every day. Check in with your coach. We will be checking in with you, so make sure you return messages to us. We do sometimes alter the protocol that we give you based on how things are going for you. We want you to have a really great experience because we are collecting testimonies at the end here. So we're going to do what we can to make sure that you have a really positive experience so that you can give us a positive testimony. At the end, there'll be a post-study survey to fill out, and then attend the closing celebration. At the end, you'll receive your prizes. We're going to mail those all out at once. So how do you win prizes? Make sure you're checking in daily to the Facebook group. There will be prize opportunities every single day. And we have tons of prizes, so everybody will be leaving with prizes as long as they're participating. We will announce them 24 hours. You have 24 hours to complete the challenge. And we will announce the winners at the end of that, but you don't have to keep track of that because we are, and we will announce everything at the closing celebration. And again, we'll mail prizes out all at the end of the study so that we're not running to the post office every single day.
So who do you know? This is our final orientation for this round. If you happen to be listening to a replay of it and it's not the final one, ignore that part. But we have these every month. So keep in the back of your mind, who do you know that could use some support? We'd love to have them join us and see if oils would work for them. So that's what we have for you today for orientation. Thank you for coming. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. Otherwise, you're free to go.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Tina. We'll see you in the group.
Okay, thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.